Some moments in life don't shout, they whisper, and by the time you understand what they're saying, everything you believed in is already broken. My name is Daniel, and this is the story of how my marriage ended, not behind closed doors, but right in front of the place where my wife worked, and where I learned the truth. My wife, Emily, and I had been married for 4 years. We weren't rich. We weren't struggling either. Just two people building a quiet life together. Emily worked at a corporate office downtown. I worked remotely as a graphic designer, mostly from home. Every morning, she'd rush out with a coffee in one hand and her phone in the other. Every evening, she'd come back tired, talking about meetings, deadlines, and her boss, Mark. At first, Mark was just a name. He's demanding, but fair, she'd say. He pushes everyone hard. I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? Then the small changes started. Emily began staying late more often. Her phone was always on silent. She smiled at messages, but never said who they were from. When Primet asked, she'd say, "It's just work." She started dressing differently for the office. More polished, more careful. I noticed it, but I didn't question it, because trust doesn't disappear suddenly. It fades slowly. One afternoon, Emily forgot her phone at home. That had never happened before. When it buzzed on the kitchen counter, I didn't touch it at first, but it kept buzzing. Finally, I looked. The notification preview said, "Can't wait to make it official today." No name, just those words. My chest tightened. I didn't unlock the phone. I didn't scroll. I just sat there, staring at the screen, hoping I was wrong. That evening, Emily texted me, "Working late. Don't wait up." Something inside me snapped quietly. I put on my jacket and drove downtown. I didn't know what I was looking for. I just knew I couldn't sit at home anymore. I parked across the street from her office building. The lights inside were still on. I waited. About 20 minutes later, the office doors opened. Employees started coming out. Then I saw Emily. She wasn't alone. She was walking beside Mark, her boss. They were laughing. "To close." Then he stopped. Right there, on the steps of the office. He reached into his pocket. People were walking past. Cars were driving by. And then he got down on one knee. My heart stopped. Emily covered her mouth, not in shock, in happiness. Mark held up a ring. I couldn't hear what he said, but I saw her nod, and then she hugged him. Tight, publicly, without hesitation. That was the moment I realized I wasn't watching a mistake. I was watching a decision. I got out of the car. My legs felt heavy, but I walked toward them. Emily saw me first. Her face drained of color. "Daniel," she whispered. Mark stood up, confused. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I just asked one question. "How long?" Emily couldn't answer. That was answer enough. We talked later, away from the office, away from the crowd. She told me everything. It had started months ago. Long nights, shared stress, emotional closeness. She said it just happened. But nothing just happens. Choices are made long before actions. I didn't beg her to stay. I didn't argue, because the hardest truth I learned that night was this: love can survive where respect is gone. I took off my wedding ring and placed it on the table. She cried, but her tears came too late. The divorce was quiet. No drama, no shouting. Just paperwork. And silence. Some days were heavy. Some nights were worse. But slowly, I began to breathe again. I don't tell this story for sympathy. I tell it because betrayal doesn't always look evil. Sometimes, it smiles at you across the dinner table. Sometimes, it says working late. And sometimes, it gets engaged right in front of you. If you're re-listening to this and something feels wrong in your relationship, don't ignore it. Trust is precious, but self-respect is priceless. Because losing someone who chose to betray you is not a loss. It's is a release. If this story touched you, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. You're not alone.